whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts.
You take care of getting the lands. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
She has to pay for all the harm she's done to me.
Meanwhile, let us remain on our guard against any last-minute surprises. I know my brother well. He never prepares for war if he has no chance of winning.
Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good, you know.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
Don't make me your competition, de Richet. You are no match.
Trust yourselves. It's all already in there.
Dear friends, I'd like to thank you for your continued trust and confidence. I admit that during these past few days, there has been much upheaval. I understand you have all been affected by this. Nevertheless, the world doesn't stop turning, and we are in fact on the verge of reshaping the modern world.
That is what we are all here for, my lord.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Monsieur Bonaparte. Now you all know what we have to do. I cannot warn you strongly enough. If one of Sir Gregory's guests asks to speak with you, remain on your guard. It is highly likely that he will try to rally as many supporters to his cause as he can. Now, please, go and get some rest before the conference begins, which won't be long now. Louis, stay with me a moment, won't you? I'll be needing your services in a certain matter.
Yes, of course. What's the matter?
Louis, you are the only one here who I totally trust. It is very likely that Gregory will take possession of some of the members of our team. I shall keep them in check over the next few hours. However, I'll need you to... how can I say this? To persuade the members of Gregory's group.
What do you mean by that exactly?
You'll have free rein, my son. Persuade all of them. Use every possible means imaginable. But no physical violence. Let's be very, very clear about that. You must bring them all over to our side. You can do this. I know it.
Very well, Father.
Now go, and come back and see me once you've finished.
I'll be off then. Monsieur Jacques Perru, Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte. Duchess Emily Hillsborough, Duke Manuel Godoy, Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Your Eminence, would you have a moment?
I shouldn't really, Louis, as you can imagine.
Rest assured, I come just as a friend.
No matter how I look at it, between my affection for you and the conference, I can't hide my disappointment that you're changing sides, Louis. With all due respect to Lord Mortimer, how could you follow him like this?
I understand your disappointment, Your Eminence, but I have good reason to.
It's got nothing to do with it, but... You didn't come and see me in my room a few hours ago, did you?
Does he remember anything? Oh no. No, I'm sorry. You must be mistaken. I've been speaking to Lord Mortimer in his study.
I must have dreamed it then. It seems so real.
Don't blame yourself, Your Eminence. We're all exhausted, I can assure you of that.
That's very kind of you, Louis. I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment, but I feel rather fragile.
Poor man seems terrified. It'd be a good idea if I reassured him a little before trying to get him to change sides.
Oh, what did you want from me exactly?
Your Eminence, don't worry over such small matters. God sees you and knows the value of his servants.
Thank you, my son.
You've worked all your life to spread the good word. Don't worry, Your Eminence. I'm sure you'll find the answer to your dreams. God is with you, and he will show you what you need to know.
You are right, Louis. Thank you for your kind words. Please excuse me, Louis, if I've wasted your time. You came to see me about the conference, I imagine. And here I go rambling on about I don't know what nonsense.
No need to apologize, Your Eminence. Think nothing of it.
What did you want to speak to me about?
Right. It's now or never to get him to change his mind. I must admit that opposing you pains me, and it pains Lord Mortimer a great deal as well.
I can well imagine. You should know that I am not happy about it either.
He's an upright man who, like yourself, spends his time helping others and doing good around him. But you know that better than I do.
I owe him a lot, you know.
Your Eminence, if you feel you owe him something, let me tell you it's not too late to show it.
It's thanks to him that I took the Holy Orders. We met when I was very young, here, on this island. After our encounter, I had the firm conviction that my duty was to take the Holy Orders. To tell you the truth, I owe him everything.
Have you ever thanked him for it?
Never. You must find me ungrateful.
I would never dare, Your Eminence.
You came to persuade me to join him, didn't you?
I don't have that power, but I do sincerely believe that Lord Mortimer serves a righteous cause.
You are an angel who brings peace to the soul, my son.
Listen to your heart, Your Eminence.
You are right. To hell with all this political manipulation. Yes, I must listen to my conscience.
Yes, listen to that little voice in your head. What does it say?
Yes, Louis. I will vote for William's project. I will follow you.
I'm sure it will mean a great deal to Lord Mortimer, Your Eminence.
Once again, thank you, my son. Please leave me now. I must pray.
Of course, Your Eminence. I'll be on my way now. President George Washington. Monsieur Johann van Volner. Monsieur Jacques Perru. Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte. Duke Manuel Godoy. Duke Manuel.
De Richet? I am surprised you dare speak to me.
Come now, my Lord Duke.
I hope Sir Gregory will make you sorry for betraying him.
In politics, one must know how to play the ball on the bounce. This might be hard for you to believe, but things have changed.
What are you implying?
I've simply found out more.
About what?
About the project, and also about the parties present. It was enough to convince me.
All right. What have you found then?
When you find out, you'll hasten to join us.
Right. Well, you have piqued my curiosity, de Richet. I have a funny feeling you're hiding something from me. Why exactly did you choose to follow Lord Mortimer?
You really shouldn't trust Holm. Look at him. He's playing at a lot of different tables, and you're clearly not his priority.
That is ridiculous, really.
He's allied to England. Come on. You're not saying that Spain holds England in its heart, are you? You never stop fighting each other for control of the seas.
Monsieur de Richet, if I may offer you a word of advice, leave politics to those who do it professionally. Now, have we gone through all your arguments? No, really. Is that all you have? Right. Let us save time and stop this charade, Louis. In all friendship, I must say, this conference has allowed you to learn from the very best, but you are going too fast in my opinion.
Damn it. No good. I haven't persuaded him. You ought to grant me one more minute.
That's enough, Louis. I have already stretched Sir Gregory's recommendations by granting you these few minutes. Enough is enough. I bid you good luck, I bid you good evening, and may the best man win.
Yes, we shall see. Well played, Louis. At this rate, Louisiana is likely to remain Spanish forever. Jacques Perru. Monsieur Johann van Woolner. Why is his study in such a mess? Looks like Volner's planning something. What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted. Golden elixir. Golden elixir. chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart. I need to talk to Von Wohner. Blast it. Holm is with him. Gentlemen.
Louis! I'm sorry, but we're waiting for Duke Manuel. If you wouldn't mind leaving us, I should think you already have enough to do as it is.
Very well. I didn't mean to disturb you. Just my luck. He'll only talk to the Duke. Right. We'll have to fix that.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. Sir Jacques Perru. Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte. Monsieur Johann van Vulner. President George Washington. Mr. President, I was looking for you.
Well, and I you, would you believe it? What on earth are you up to now? You make me change my mind for the vote of the conference, and then you proceed to change sides yourself?
Yes, I do understand you being surprised. I'm sorry, but there have been new developments since then.
What are you talking about?
In fact, you were right. I've been thinking about it since our discussion, and I've been able to talk to the other guests.
You should have listened to me, you young fool.
You were absolutely right. Please accept my humblest apologies, sir.
All right, all right. I have my share of responsibility too. After all, I didn't have to listen to you.
Listen, I must apologize once again, but it's not too late.
Louis, listen. This is the last time you'll be dragging me into any such schemes. You realize you are playing with the destinies of nations. For goodness sake, grow up, young man.
You're right, Mr. President. I cannot apologize enough. Please come back to us.
Of course I shall come back. But from now on, please keep me out of your shenanigans.
I promise, Mr. President.
And try to stick with one opinion, at least until the vote.
You have my word.
Good. Now leave me, I have work to do.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner. Monsieur Jacques Perru. Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte. Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Emily? Emily, it's me.
Come in, Louis.
I just saw that. What's that servant doing in your room?
A gift from father.
You're joking, right?
Unfortunately not. He's worried about my health.
Oh, typical. Of course, I understand this is in no way an overreaction on his part. Anyway, I've come to see if you're better.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. I'd appreciate it if we kept our last discussion to ourselves, Louis. I'm not very proud of the state I was in.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
And did you manage to speak to Mortimer?
One moment. I'd rather continue our discussion away from any curious eyes. Follow me next door, please. You wanted to know if we spoke? Well, let's just say he didn't stick around long, but yes, I can definitely say we spoke.
And did he go all right? I imagine you spoke about yourselves.
He confirmed what Sir Gregory told me, that he really is my father. That he didn't know I was his daughter until a short while ago.
And, well, how are you? Did you take it all right?
To be honest, I don't know. I feel like I've lost all my bearings.
And what about me then?
Do you trust him?
Yes, I do. I'll follow him because, well, I think he can teach us a thing or two.
I understand.
What about you? What do you think of him?
Honestly, I no longer know who to believe. The only one I really trust is you, so I shall follow you this time.
So, I can count on you for the conference vote then, right?
You can. I shall support Mortimer's project.
Perfect. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer. See you later for the vote.
Yes, see you later.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately,
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Looks like Volnor was interrupted. Looks a lot like straw, and he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. Straw on his desk, as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here. He'll only see Godoy, but what on earth does he want from him? President George Washington. Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Golden Elixir. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly. Duke Manuel Godoy,
Yes, monsieur. Is there something you wanted to add?
Concentrate. I need you to listen carefully to what I have to say, Godoy.
I am all ears.
Louis, push. I need you to do me a little favor. It's working, that's it, Louis. Get in his head.
Oh, dear. What is happening to me? I do not feel very well.
I need your help, sir. Get in his head. Oh, perfect.
Thank you, monsieur. I'm sure I'll know how to take full advantage of your vessel, now that I am Manuel.
Duke Manuel, here you are at last.
Sir Gregory, Mr. von Wollner.
Thank you for agreeing to this meeting. I'll leave you with Johann a while. I still have a few things to settle. I shan't be long.
See you later, Sir Gregory.
Oh, Godoy. Come over here. I'm warming myself up. I had the misfortune to step outside and I'm frozen solid.
I wonder what he was doing outside. Something to do with what Holm asked him for, maybe. He's back from the landing stage. Damn. He must have gone to deposit Al-Azif for someone to pick up.
Mr. von Wollner, I wanted to speak to you. I'd like to make you an offer you can't refuse.
I'm all ears.
Now, we don't have much time, so here it is. You will vote for Mortimer.
What a strange idea, Godoy. You are being ridiculous. Tell me now, why would I do that?
Sir Gregory has been taking us for a ride right from the start. When it comes to this operation, he isn't championing the interests of our respective nations. All he cares about is beating Lord Mortimer at his own game.
Oh, come, Manuel. Where are you getting this from?
Name me even one decision by Sir Gregory that was in favor of Prussia.
My God, man. I didn't know you were so excessive.
You don't want to answer?
I will. Just let me think.
You're pinned down. You will only get mere crumbs out of Poland. It will go to Russia. And I hope you're ready for a global war because I doubt France will agree to our coalition.
True. Said like that. I don't know.
I'm not criticizing. I'm in the same boat as you. Spain will docilely follow Holm without getting anything in return.
You are wasting your time, Duke Manuel. You know nothing about me, and your attempts to manipulate me have no effect. You behave as though we were close. Yet ever since you arrived, you've only been interested in your own little self.
Don't say that, Johann. We may not be friends, but we are allies.
Is that so? And if he knew I was Gregory's son, he wouldn't try it on like this.
About you? Next to nothing. Except that you happen to be Sir Gregory Holm's son, right?
What? What do you mean? But
now I'm starting to be of interest to you, no?
I've never spoken to anyone about that.
Quite surprising, isn't it? You see, I'm full of surprises. In short, whether he's your father or not makes no real difference to me.
Speak for yourself.
Come on, Johann. Don't make me laugh. He has never thought of you as his son. I'd wager that you'd always hoped he would one day, even though he treated you like a master treats a useful slave. He is at best a mentor. Stop me if I'm wrong.
But, tell me, why do you want to follow Mortimer all of a sudden?
Mortimer is planning something. We don't know everything. He must have something up his sleeve to be so confident.
Ah, really? And what do you think that might be?
All of this is just a show. He has contacted all those we represent.
What do you mean?
That everything is already decided in higher spheres. William Frederick, the King of Spain, the Pope, William Pitt.
I don't understand.
Lord Mortimer has invited those who work in the wings of power to take a hand in swaying the decisions of those who actually hold it. Everything is already played out. He has already won.
But how is this possible?
We've all underestimated him.
He's fooled us. we're done for.
Look, it all hinges on the next few hours, Johann.
Look, I hear everything you're saying, but there is no chance that Mortimer can make us all change sides. That is why Sir Gregory can but win. You understand?
Think again. It's already too late. That clever de Richet turned them all against...
What the...
All of them. One by one, he somehow persuaded them to join Mortimer.
But... No, that's impossible.
It looks like all of us have seriously underestimated him. While we all thought he was running around after his poor mother, he was actually accomplishing the tour de force of winning us all over, one after the other. You're the only one left, Johann. I dare not imagine what Mortimer will do if he finds out you are against him, because from now on, you're on your own. Good luck.
No, wait. I hear you. Honestly, betraying Gregory is... well, it's unthinkable, unless I simply don't have any choice.
Yes, he's finally cracked.
Thank you for warning me.
You're welcome. There is nothing more natural between allies. I did what I could. Now, it's up to you. As for me, I'll vote for Mortimer. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Good. I mustn't lose too much time. See you later, my Lord Duke. Have a nice rest. The Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near, his brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. It's like the barrel's been broken for quite some time. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any. What is... Yes! Yes! At last I found it! Al-Azif!
Well, you gotta admit, you did give us a run for our money.
Huh? A page has been torn out. Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time. This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough. Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Louis, there you are. Well, tell me, how did it go?
I did my best.
Whom did you manage to persuade?
You can count on Cardinal Piaggi.
Ah, perfect. I had a feeling old Giuseppe would be able to follow me.
The Duchess will follow us.
She will? Marvelous.
But why didn't you tell me we were brother and sister?
Now, Louis, don't blame me. I thought, as you were going through a very difficult time, that you had enough on your plate without having to cope with having a new sister. Otherwise, you can be sure I would have told you sooner.
President Washington is going to side with you after all.
Ah, I was sure that was all a misunderstanding. Very good.
You can count on Mr. von Volner.
Really? Well, I must admit, I'm stunned at your success there. I truly believed he would never betray Gregory. Listen, Louis. Congratulations for what you've just accomplished. It's not perfect, but it's still quite a feat.
But not enough, given that the vote must be approved unanimously. We're going to lose.
Don't worry. I couldn't have been any more persuasive myself. You've done the hardest part. I'll take over now. Don't worry. Assemble everyone in the conference room. Meet me there and let's get it over with. My friends, here we are at last, gathered together to close this conference. I would first of all like to thank you all for making the time to be here and lend your services. Gregory, I believe I may speak for both of us when I say that we are honored by your presence here.
You are perfectly right to do so, William. Thank you for putting your faith in us and for coming here to participate in this conference. Thank you for helping us to make the best decisions. And I especially want to thank you, William, for perfectly hosting us at your home during these past several days.
I'm not sure all the guests would agree to that. In any case, Holm doesn't seem to be himself.
Good. I think we can begin. You will vote in turn on the question that interests us today. Are you for or against the transfer of ownership of Louisiana from Spain to France? Monsieur de Richet?
I vote for.
Duchess Hillsborough?
For.
Duke Manuel?
Against.
Your Eminence?
For. But
Gregory, please. Monsieur Napoleon?
For.
Mr. von Volner?
For.
What?
Gregory, please refrain from interrupting the voting. You know the rules, brother. President Washington?
For.
The votes are now cast. The project is therefore approved.
Dirty traitor!
Mr. Godoy, soon you will be in charge of passing the territory of Louisiana over to France.
It will be done.
What have you done?
Me? Nothing, dear brother.
What have you done to me?
What have I done? Nothing, Gregory. You did it yourself. A word of advice. In the future, that is, if you have one, don't drink someone else's cup of tea without checking what's in it.
Father, what happened?
Sir Gregory, what's the matter? William, what have you done?
Not now.
You are mad, William! Father will punish you for this!
He will probably try, unless I get to him first.
But I cannot die!
No, you cannot die. You are, however, losing all sense of reason, as well as all your special abilities.
What did I drink?
Can't you guess? There are but few things that can have such an effect on such as we. You would know that if you ever ventured even a little way off of Father's beaten track.
Revenge!
Oh, no, my dear Gregory. You will not be taking any revenge. You will die stupidly, alone, enclosed in that rather withered body.
Help me!
After several centuries of near absolute power, here you find yourself on your hands and knees, hoping in vain that someone is going to help you. Tell me, what does that feel like? Never happened to me. Can't be good. You cannot leave your body, you cannot project yourself elsewhere, you cannot even contact Father. Go ahead, try. But you are my brother, so I ask you to remember that all this is your own fault. And I want you to understand I get absolutely no pleasure out of it. Well, very little.
You swine!
A new order is born today, brother. Enough of Father's hegemony. After all these years of servitude, I can finally stand up and oppose it. You chose to serve him, whatever his excesses. Now it's up to you to face the consequences of that choice.
Matt, I am stronger than you!
What? But... What on earth is happening? Am I dreaming or...
Louis, it's me, Gregory. Listen, we don't have much time.
But where are we?
Louis, I brought us here. You must act swiftly. I can't hold out for long. William has poisoned me. He must have used the blood of a former demon. I am no longer able to enter the body of someone else. The poison is gnawing away at me from the inside. I'm going to die, Louis.
But where are we?
In the ether. What you see is not real. It's only a mental projection created by my spirit. I'm occupying William's spirit at the moment, but I'm not going to be able to keep it up forever. Join me, Louis. Otherwise, all will be lost.
Yes. Yes, I'll join you.
Find a way. Hurry!
I must find them quickly. What am I doing here now? Nothing seems real.
You're nothing but a coward.
What a bunch of amateurs you are. Please, keep calm.
What on earth is going on here? I don't understand a thing.
Louis, don't waste any time. Appease them. My thoughts are becoming confused. Help me. Be quick.
Yes, not a minute to lose.
I have to protect my sister. Help me, Louis.
Emma is completely lost. She needs to be close to her sister. As for Emily, well, she no longer trusts anyone. Apart from me, that is. I have to stay by her side.
God damn it. I don't understand a thing. I'm doomed.
Emma is completely lost. She needs to be close to her sister. As for Emily, well, she no longer trusts anyone. Apart from me, that is. I have to stay by her side.
wants to isolate me again.
I can count on my father and my son to defend me. Yes. But will they make it in time?
Whatever happens, I trust him, and only him. I must take the book back to him.
Stay with me, Louis. We must take Al-Azif back from him.
I need to keep an eye on them. Emma is completely lost. She needs to be close to her sister. As for Emily, well, she no longer trusts anyone. Apart from me, that is. I have to stay by her side.
God damn it. I don't understand a thing. I'm doomed.
Stay with me, Louis. We must take Al-Azif back from him. Stay with me, Louis. We must take Al-Azif back from him.
I have to protect my sister. Help me, Louis.
Emma is completely lost. She needs to be close to her sister. As for Emily, well, she no longer trusts anyone. Apart from me, that is. I have to stay by her side.
I won't let him attack his brother.
I need to keep an eye on them. Emma is completely lost. She needs to be close to her sister. As for Emily, well, she no longer trusts anyone. Apart from me, that is. I have to stay by her side.
Stay with me, Louis. We must take Al-Azif back from him.
I can count on my father and my son to defend me. Yes. But will they make it in time?
Looks like I've succeeded. They've all disappeared.
Louis, it's worked. But don't waste any time.
Yes, I'm coming.
At least as soon as I found the exit.
Is anyone there? I can hear you. I know you were there.
What? What are you doing here?
You? It wasn't enough for you to let me be killed. You have to come here and start babbling away at me. Fool, you couldn't have stopped her from shooting, could you?
You can change your tone because I'm not the one who shot at you, remember? It's not my fault if your sister got rid of you like a dead weight.
What you just said was nasty.
That was for treating me like an idiot.
I didn't want it to happen like that. I just wanted to exist a little too.
Didn't you ever think there might be other ways of doing that?
Obviously, it's easy to say that now. Louis, we have no time to lose. Help me, please.
What on earth is she talking about?
Come on, you're dead.
No. There's got to be a solution. I am made of the same stuff as you. I already survived a gunshot at point-blank range. I will survive this. Help me. I'll go mad if I stay here any longer. I must have been here several months. I stopped counting from... Hang on. What are you doing here? Are you dead?
No. Sir Gregory brought my spirit here, but I must get back as soon as possible.
So you should be able to help me.
Emma, I have no idea of what's going on. How do you expect me to help you?
There must be a way. I beg you, promise you will help me, Louis.
All right, calm down. I'll do everything I can to get you out of here.
Thank you, Louis. I knew you were a good man.
Right. I must get going now. Just stay calm. Everything will work out fine.
Louis! No! Don't leave me! Louis! Filthy scum!
I must be quick.
My memories. I'm losing my sense of... Louis? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Pick up the thread of my thoughts, Louis. Of my memories. Make haste! And coincidentally, who arrives at... And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
This memory is important, but it's as if there's something missing. There must be an order to this.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He knew I would drink it. The rascal knows me better than I do myself. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
I should come back to this later.
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Supposedly to find her sister, whereas Emma hadn't even disappeared yet. The Poor wretch was shot as her sister was setting foot on the island. I should have understood that earlier. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference.
No, not yet.
France, so much effort, so much wasted time. It was a trap. It was a trap right from the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring the Hillsborough sisters here. He knew it. He knew it. He already knew they were his daughters. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This is
the
the first event that brought home here. Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
I recalled Sparta of my exchanges back then with my brother. I did everything in my power to avoid the Peloponnesian War, but he wouldn't listen. He always wanted more. Father wasn't gentle with William back then, shutting him in the body of Pericles for 8 years and reducing Athens and its cursed democracy to its knees. I recalled Sparta of my exchanges back then with my brother.
I'm losing focus. Come on, Louis, concentrate, concentrate. I must concentrate on the important memories, the ones that led home into this situation.
And when Elizabeth disappeared, No, it's not possible. I couldn't have missed that. Not me. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
I must have missed a memory.
I must speak to you. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children, and Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually...
What have I missed?
Louis! I recall Sparta. France! France! So much effort, so much wasted time. From Charles Martel to the wars of religion, I simply did not consider Protestantism to be a real threat, and that was my greatest mistake. My faith in Father and the Catholic Church that he administered made me blind. I can see that now. I lost France through 100 years of war. France! So much effort, so much...
That's not the right direction.
Charles Francois. What an adventure. It was so easy for me to sell your title of Marquis de Maintenon to Françoise d'Aubigné and to sail for the Caribbean islands. One of my greatest successes. With one stroke, I placed myself right next to the King of France, with a mistress under my orders. And I was able to impose my law over the seas of the triangular trade.
Anyhow, I should try to concentrate on his voice.
Charles Francois. What an adventure.
I'm getting carried away here.
quick!
Who's there?
Elizabeth? But I saw your body. You're dead.
Gregory? No. No, you are not Gregory. Something's not right. Gregory, you are in danger.
Elizabeth, what's the matter?
Who are you?
My name is Louis de Richet. William Alexander Mortimer's son.
William? I see. What's happening here? My son is in danger. Talk!
Sir Gregory has been poisoned.
What?
Who dares attack my son?
It would seem it was Lord Mortimer.
William, that vile little traitor.
He dared overstep our family rules. No member of the family will you kill.
The dog, he will pay for this.
No, Louis, no. The longer you remain in his presence, the more danger you're in. Just get out of here.
Wait!
I have a proposal to make to you.
I'm listening.
William has to pay for what he did. He had no right.
No one must ever attack a member of one's own family.
That is the law. If you don't want to be involved in all this, let me enter your mind. When the time comes, I will just step in.
You mean like with Elizabeth?
Elizabeth was not part of our family. She didn't get any choice.
But you can't say it worked out well for her. What's to say that once inside he won't stay there?
If I ask my children to respect the rules, then I must do so as well. So, do you accept my proposal?
Very well. I accept.
Good. Pursue your goal now. When the time comes, I will take care of William.
My head! Oh, it hurts like hell! Oh! I hope I made the right choice.
Come to me. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
There's something missing.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally,
This is about my arrival, as well as Emily's. There must be an earlier memory that talks about my sisters.
and coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
There's something missing.
The cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He knew I would drink it. The rascal knows me better than I do myself. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
I should come back to this later.
Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you disappointed me. Managed to swindle Lafayette for the damage he did to the Western monarchies. So full of remorse once it was done, I don't really regret making you steal the necklace and end up in a convent. Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you disappointed me.
No, not that way. I'm losing the thread here.
Ah, Charles Francois, what an adventure. Ah, Charles Francois, what an adventure. It was so easy for me to sell your title of Marquis de Maintenon to Françoise d'Aubigné and to sail for the Caribbean islands. One of my greatest successes. With one stroke, I placed myself right next to the King of France, with a mistress under my orders. And I was able to impose my law over the seas of the triangular trade.
Anyhow, I should try to concentrate on his voice.
Ah, Charles Francois, what an adventure. It was so
I'm getting carried away here.
France, so much effort, so much wasted time. It was a trap. It was a trap right from the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring the Hillsborough sisters here. He knew it. He knew it. He already knew they were his daughters. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This is
the
the first event that brought home here. Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
Called Sparta. And when Elizabeth disappeared, no, it's not possible. I couldn't have missed that. Not me. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
I must have missed a memory.
I recalled Sparta. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. I didn't want to believe it. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Supposedly to find
I'm on the right track here.
He's coming! I recall Sparta. And when he cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
I must have missed a memory.
I recalled Sparta. I recalled Sparta. Dear Countess, do not stop. What a pity.
No, not that way. I'm losing the thread here.
He allowed me to bring Emily back again. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Supposedly to find
I'm on the
her
right track here.
Ah, Charles Francois. What an adventure. His children are gathered together? Yes? Here? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
I'm getting closer to him.
He broke the rules! I recalled Sparta. And when Elizabeth... He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word. And when Elizabeth disappeared, I... He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually
to the end here.
months to give to our children. I recall Sparta. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Ah, Charles Francois. What an adventure. dear Countess Dunelstein. What a pity you disappointed me. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He trapped me. He poisoned me to stop me from being able to leave this body. He cut off all communication with Father and brought his children here. How could I not have seen it earlier? He's going to absorb me. The traitor! No one can stop him now. Hurry, Louis. I absolutely must see you before it's too late. If you have managed to follow my thoughts, come to me! Quickly! Louis, hurry! He's coming!
What's happening?
I can sense him. He's here. He's trying to get inside me, Louis. William has completely lost his mind. He's getting ready to pull out all the stops. He's going to devour my mind, Louis. I'm not going to be able to stop him.
Louis, you are here. I sense your presence.
What? But he can't even see me.
Congratulations, my son. You have succeeded in joining us.
Louis, don't let him draw you in there. You are signing your death warrant if you decide to follow him. I won't be there to protect you.
It's over, my son. We have won. A new order can be born.
Louis, I'm so weak. I can feel him entering. I can no longer keep him out. He's coming.
He's here.
I can. Can you see him?
He's here. He's coming closer to you.
Where? Louis. I don't want to just disappear. He's inside my mind. I can feel him crushing me.
He's just in front of you.
I'm so sorry, brother. There's nothing you can do to stop me now. You made your choice, and you have lost.
I was wrong about him from the very beginning. He's mad. He must be stopped. You can still do something, Louis.
Don't worry, son.
Father?
I am here. You can go in peace.
Father, I am sorry.
Don't be. You've been infallible right to the end. I am proud all those years watching you grow into who you are today.
But Father, I almost...
No, if your brother had not been so malicious, you would still be with us. I am here now. I am going to take care of him. Count on me to... Stop! All of you! Leave now!
William!
Calm down, Louis.
How dare you?
Louis?
Your own brother.
Father?
Gregory should have never trusted you. I knew he shouldn't have come here.
No, not now.
It's pointless trying to run.
Louis. There's something I'd like to understand before we go any further.
What is it that you'd like to know?
First, know that you are not responsible for your father's errors. However, you must answer for your own actions.
Uh-oh. I'd better tell him what he wants to know.
Tell me, Louis, what is your share of responsibility in all this?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I haven't done anything that would make me responsible for all this chaos.
Too busy seeking solace in the skirts of your sister, perhaps? Did you not seek out the lance of Longinus? The very lance that pierced my side? The one you thought you could kill demons with? Oh yes, you were very much involved in all of this, young Louis. There is no point in you denying the truth. When you got wind of William's plans about the conference, did you tell Gregory?
Yes, of course. As soon as we left the conference room.
You were right to do so. So then, what did you do to thwart William?
I did everything in my power to help my sisters get through all of this. Despite the discord that William sowed between all of us. Despite my anger.
It cannot have been easy. I congratulate you for putting the family before your own interests. We're almost done here, Louis. Tell me, in your opinion, what should I do with William?
I think you should bury him alive. For an eternal being, I think that punishment would be fitting. Because according to the family rules, we're not allowed to kill a family member.
I certainly agree with you on that point. He deserves no less. I see you have understood. I believe you have earned a place in our family. I cannot wait to introduce you to the others. But first of all, William must pay for everything he has done. Let's go, now. It's time to get this over and done with.
William! Gregory should never have trusted you. I knew he shouldn't have come here. You evil little cockroach.
No, Father. Wait.
It's over, my son. You've gone too far this time.
Oh, Father. By the way, I have a little surprise for you.
Ah, now what have you done?
Let me introduce you to my new servants. You know, I have studied our talents closely. And as you see, they
Do you really think that mutilating your servants so that they can't hear is going to save you?
Well, I admit that was the idea.
You are pathetic. On your knees.
I can feel you entering.
Your ego has always been your weakness, my son. You are your worst enemy. When will you understand that no lock is impenetrable?
No!
If you're the only one who can master them, all I need to do is master you.
Stop! No!
You gambled. You lost.
Look, Louis. Look at him.
You broke the most important of our family rules, William. The one that gives meaning to all the others. Thou shalt not kill. Never, ever kill a member of our family. What's going to happen to him?
He will be buried alive. But don't worry about that. It is over. Everything that belonged to him is yours now. And I am proud to welcome you among us.
Thank you.
You deserve to join us, Louis. You have great potential and many things to learn. Come to me.
I'm coming.
As Mortimer had planned, Napoleon Bonaparte sold Louisiana to the United States after purchasing it from Spain. Bonaparte continued his political and military ascension until he proclaimed himself emperor. He went on to invade a large part of Central Europe. The legend of Napoleon persisted after his death, conferring on the emperor the role of Messiah for France. Remaining very popular, George Washington put an end to the various internal rebellions without violence and re-established trade agreements with Great Britain. Upon his death, he became a national hero and left an entire nation in a state of mourning. On his return to Spain, Manuel Godoy proceeded to give Louisiana up to France. Later on, he became the target of the Crown Prince of Spain, Ferdinand VII. The latter gave no respite to his mother's lover, going as far as condemning him to exile. He confiscated all of Manuel's titles and possessions, as well as those of his mistress, Pepita. Pursued, they ended up living out their last years in France in poverty and anonymity. The influence von Wollner had over King Frederick William ironically ended up working against him. The sovereign thrust him into increasing repression until the end of his reign. Von Wollner became the object of the people's hatred, was therefore stripped of his titles and land by the new king, and died in poverty to general indifference in the Prussian countryside. The Duchess, through her close ties with the crown, made it possible for Great Britain to build closer links with the United States on both the diplomatic and commercial fronts. She became inseparable from Marchioness Cunningham, reputed for being the most influential mistress of King George IV of England, and whom she inducted into the Golden Order. His Eminence was obliged to justify himself on his return from the British Isles over the letter he had sent to His Holiness. Unable to say more about the superior dark forces that he had spoken of, his mental health was brought into question. He was consequently withdrawn from papal state power, and it became preferable to speak politely about a faraway retreat when referring to his anonymous confinement in an asylum of Rome. Sarah de Richet stepped down from the Golden Order and undertook numerous excursions to Eurasia in search of her son. She reportedly lived out her last moments in a yurt on the way back from the Verkhoyansk mountain range. She died ranting and raving about needing a new body. No more was ever heard of Lord William Mortimer. His sudden disappearance was the subject of conversations in the European courts, but only for a few months.